Hey everyone, how y'all doing out there? Yeah, just getting back into the swing of things here, and this is I felt was appropriate one to start out with. Hang on, let me get my other light up here. So I'm still, I mean, they changed up StreamYard in the couple months I've been off, so it's coming back on. Here comes Mike up here. Hey, Mike.
Hello, how you doing?
All right.
I had to let Brian get to bed. Sorry, that's why I didn't invite you on.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was thinking this morning about doing this, but I was busy writing my novel, and in my novels, one of the big things they were explaining, I was explaining in it, was grid down. So let's pull up all my stuff. But first, let me say hi to everybody. So we got What's in here, Sylvester Scrump, Dave Allerhead, you, living in 1984, Angels Homestead, Rebel Canners, Alicia Autism Mom, Willow Tree, Happy Mac, Daniel Berry Sports Highlight, Anna Froze again. See Mark's Adventures, Aiden Ear is here, and Magic Acres is here too. All right, so tonight is going to be fun. Tomorrow's going to be fun. And tomorrow night's going to be fun, guys. I'm going to start this out by playing a video from a 1 minute video from Ben Davidson, Space Weather News. This came out probably a little bit before you started your live stream. So let me see if I can bring this up over here. It's a little short one. And let's see, I got to get it to the right size. Let me get everything here set right here. Get this to the right size. Boom, so it's full screen. Good. So we don't get all the ads on there. And let's see. Present. They changed this around, so I got to do this here. Okay. Share screen. Entire screen there. Okay, I'm not going to play his sound, but I should have his text
subtitles.
Yes, subtitles. Yes, that's the word. So this is 1 minute long. This was about 2 hours ago. So this is amazing. Look at that shockwave all the way around over there.
Yeah, the crackle's unreal.
And you see the shockwave out here, and another corona hole coming in. Oh, watch this. This is but ugly on the bottom one here. That black, I've never seen black in there before.
It's the cannibalize where it meets each other. That's the biggest risk there.
Yeah. And what's interesting, if you can see there, it's splitting on there, and then the black one comes in and compresses the splits back together. All right, yeah. So yeah, Ben was up at. Let me stop. I got a ads popping up at the end of his over there. Get rid of it. There we go. It's gone. Okay. Interesting thing on this is, all right, Ben for some reason couldn't sleep last night, and he was up when it went off, and his hour-long live stream from 3 o'clock in the morning Mountain Time. He has all the stuff up there, and you can see the coronagraph. You can see it. The thing go every couple of minutes. It goes bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So
there's a video I've just popped on there. If you want to share that, it's only like a 10-second thing. That is a different tool that measures the shockwave across the sun. So you could see the scale of that on there.
Yeah, I mean, I on Ben's stuff. Ben hasn't shown this one before, but you can see all the different angstrom views he does on it. You can see shockwaves and stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, this thing here was. So can you start that again, or can I? There we go. Watch this. There he goes. Yeah, I mean, and it was hitting several other sunspots up there that's not showing here, but it's hitting several others.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that's just, wow. Yeah. But to answer, it will be all right. I have seen saying that aurora borealis should be seen, should be not guaranteed, a far south as Mexico and northern Africa.
For your viewers, if you look at aurorareach.com/map, it is a live graph of where the aurora is at any one time. It's got markers on there where there's been sightings. It is highly accurate. Last time we had a big flare like this, it was unprecedented that we saw like the northern lights in the lower part of England. We never see that. And this had the map perfectly. You can zoom right in, you can find your town, and you can see how close it's getting.
Yeah, and Kaylin's there popping, Kaylin's trained, great follower of mine. Now, she has a great channel too. She also follows Ben all the time. Said Cornergrass Managers may come out later today if new flares pop up. Yeah. So he's watching that. And Utah Mike came in, Scottish Preppers here. Who else slipped in here? Yeah, okay. So, so one of the willow tree. So one of the things I wanted to talk to about is people were asking a lot on your side over there was about power disconnecting things.
Yeah.
All right, just for my background on this. In between my first law enforcement stint and my second law enforcement stint, my brother got me a job with a construction company as a general engineering, contractor. That's a lot of underground work and stuff. They were a Class A in California. It's called Class A. That is the highest level of contractor. I went and got my own license as well. I was a 6-month heavy-duty course I had to take after 20 years of working underground construction. And part of it is one of the things we did is we put in water treatment plants, we put in power plants, So, when my brother built this house, I did all the electrical wiring for him because I had, part of the electrical contractor is under a general engineering Class A. So that's one thing I like here about the United States is there's multiple breakers upon breakers. So you got a breaker box, you got a main, you click that off. Yeah, you could probably jump on that, but a main being a 200 amp breaker usually has a wider gap on that one. And you have all the other ones. If there was a thing saying, yeah, we got an X10 coming at us, yeah, I'd be turning all my breakers off. I'd turn off the main. Actually, I start at the lower ones, turn the lower ones off first, then turn off the main, then unplug the refrigerator, the freezer, the TV, everything else like that. So, and thing is like, I'm in Idaho. My wife is still in California working. She's going to be retiring soon, really soon, hopefully. She can join me up here. But the house down there, the air conditioning unit, outside, it sits outside, has its own fuse. It actually has a fuse box. So it has a pull breaker, which breaks it loose, and it has big old massive round fuses that you can pull out.
Yeah.
And if you have those type fuses or the old-fashioned screw-in fuses, which my daughter's house across the street had in until I rewired that one, you can just unscrew those, and that gives it a little bit better for breakies. Now, why do you need to do all this is, Rick Curl's in the house, and KP Heathen's here. Back during the Carrington event, where you were in the United States here, affected things differently, like the telegraphs. If different things were affected. Some of them, guys got shocked, got blown out of their chairs. Others of them, touching every wire, nothing happened. Others, they disconnected batteries, and they were still able to communicate with the next telegraph down the line. Because the lines, static electricity is basically what we're talking about here on steroids. So the static electricity in the air from the electromagnetic pulse and everything electrifies all the wires and stuff and develops a current. There were other things besides telegraphs that were affected. Ranchers were affected. Long wires of barbed wire. Now, you don't have that in the UK, but thank you, Dioris. It's got a super sticker there. So you have miles and miles of barbed wire, and guys could report that the wires were humming with the charge being generated through it.
Yeah.
And there were people shocked on it and zapped, and cows that there was one where a cow supposedly was killed, that was reported killed by it, which is totally possible. You get, several miles of wire, you got a charge building up in it. It could do that. So, but like Ben was saying, let me go back. Yesterday, before this last one happened, he's going, we got this, we got number one, we got number two, we got number three come behind it. Oh, look, and then we're watching spiral. You can see number one, number two had kind of joined there. And you go, okay, we may get a KP for a level 2 storm.
Yeah. We had a X 1.7, then an X 1.2, then an M 1.5.
Yeah. And there was, it's all right. He was going, it's nothing to worry about unless, and he pointed to several of these, this one, start firing off. If we get another one within the next 24 hours, we could have one upon another where the Earth's magnetic field doesn't recover, and it's basically exponential impacts.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they don't cannibalize, if you get hit and then 8 hours later you get hit again, it's like getting hit with something, the magnitude of adding those two together.
Yeah.
That's what he was explaining. And so this should be I don't think this froze again. I don't think this is going to be a problem for the power grid as it stands right now. But this should be a wake-up call to everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so like tonight, when I go to bed, I have an Opus battery bank system, has 3 big batteries and then the power unit on it. I got it plugged into the wall, and I plugged into that system. I have my microwave, my toaster, my chest freezer, and my refrigerator freezer. Well, I'm just going to unplug that off the wall, and it'll run all night, and all day tomorrow just on the batteries.
Yeah,
so my stuff's totally protected that way.
Better safe than sorry, right? I mean, What people have to realize is, as much as we're not saying like, oh, run away, be scared, this is happening now, and it's all doom and gloom. Everything is about testing, right? Testing your preps. And this is the prime opportunity. It makes you think, it thinks your gaps in the preps. And when you go down the rabbit hole of CMEs, you get a lot of fiction. You get a lot of stories. There's some great ones, like 1 Second After, stuff like that. You just said yourself, you're writing your own novel based on this kind of grid down event. Yeah. But when you go down that rabbit hole, it's not just authors. It's not crazy people. It's not YouTubers. Yeah. It's professors, it's university studies, it's NASA, it's space agencies all around the world have told us this will happen. Yeah. Might not be tomorrow, might not be next year, might not be in our lifetime, but it could happen at any one of those moments.
Yeah, and like I said, in between my law enforcement careers, I was doing construction. Well, my second law enforcement career I was the emergency management coordinator for Homeland Security here in the United States. Emergency preparedness was what I did. I wrote up plans for Homeland Security, TSA, ICE, Customs Border Protection, all the ones under Homeland Security. I wrote up emergency plans for them for different events, including wildfires, earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, winter snowstorms, droughts, power outages, and grid collapse. So that's what I did. And so like there is a lot of information out there among different federal agencies here in the US. I know Spain has a decent program. UK has a decent program. Germany has a fairly robust program. Sweden is increasing their program a lot, really working on it because they've had problems and they're working on fixing theirs. However, everyone's grid, let me clarify that, everyone's commercial grid sucks.
Yeah.
Especially the United States, where we have greedy, money-grubbing executives trying to get their yearly bonuses by saving money that should be spent on line maintenance.
Oh, we feel your pain over here, the other side of the pond, exactly the same.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing that is scary that most people don't know about. And it's not going to happen on this one. We would take a Currington type event for this to happen. You have in the transmission yards, you have all these big transformers, and you got smaller transformers, and then you got even smaller transformers. They go out to the substations where they got multiple size transformers in the substations. Well, all those transformers that they haul in on trucks and low beds and use heavy cranes to move them into place, the United States no longer makes them. Great Britain no longer makes them. Germany has been outsourcing it to another country. I'm not going to name that country, but it's where a lot of cheap stuff comes from.
China. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to think of a non-offensive way to say it without getting in trouble with the thing. But the interesting thing is that when Trump was in office the first time over here, they discovered the stuff coming from that country to have software, have computerized stuff in the transformers with code to shut them down.
Yes, we discussed this the other day in the EcoFlows Delta 2 because we recommend that to a lot of our people. But don't connect it to the internet, guys. Don't bother with the software updates. It will still work. Don't connect it to the internet and they can't shut it down then. All right. You connect it to the internet, you're asking for the trouble.
But these is the big transformers, the ones that take 2 years to get. And that's what everyone doesn't realize. If we order a new generator now, transformer now, it's going to take 2 years before it gets delivered because of the backlog of transformers. Fortunately, 15 years ago, when new stations were being put in, the construction companies and the power companies that were doing that followed the advice from Homeland Security, order 2 for each one you're going to install. That way you can put one at on site as a non-used backup.
Mm-hmm.
Now the older stations and stuff don't have backups on them, but they told them to order 2 so they can put one in, keep one there. And if they had multiple and they put multiples in, it's like, oh well, yeah, you can go ahead and take. You're going to, if you have put like 3 big transformers in, go ahead and leave 2 spares there and put that other spare someplace where you don't have it. So hopefully, because I retired from Homeland Security back in 2018, and hopefully that's been updating and keeping on that. Yes.
Can I ask you something? It's Utah Mike's question, and I'd love to know your thoughts on it because we've already expressed our thoughts on it. What's your opinion on EMP shield? I put snake oil.
Okay. All right. If he's talking about the specific brand that he in there, it's listed in the Homeland Security thing on EMP stuff under the category not recommended.
Yeah. So my thoughts are there's too many too many how it couldn't. It's got to react quicker than what this power is going to go through, which is very, very unlikely. It's an incomplete enclosure because it has to have wires coming out.
Yeah.
And the only reason Faraday works is a complete enclosure.
Well, here's the other thing with that particular brand, because I have a friend who recently retired. I actually retired before I did, but he was working at Scandia Labs in Livermore. And he was saying that the electrical engineers were looking at those things and they were laughing their butts off.
Yeah, we joke that it's just an LED in a block box.
Here's the problem with it. if I had, I can't, I didn't think to let's get a photo. So basically, you have your power box, your breaker box. You have two legs coming in, or two phases, or two, thing coming in. So each one, at least here in the United States, this one's 110 or 120. This one's 120. To get 220, they have the branches coming off and the breaker, and they overlap, and so you get breakers in there and stuff. So the power comes down this big old bus bar, to use a better word, there's a better word for it, and the things connect on it. The breakers connect onto it. Well, this is supposed to connect it to a 220 breaker on it, and it's supposed to protect the entire system. Excuse me, but that's just not a side breaker. The big charge is going to come down and then spread out and hit everything. It ain't going to do anything for your house. You would have to have a thing the size of a suitcase that the main power came in and came out of, and then went to your breaker.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's going to do it. And even then, the system has to have speed to break it far enough apart, fast enough that it's not going to arc.
Yeah,
and if
and the amount of power we're talking about, we're not talking about an arc like this.
No. Now, if anybody's done welding with stick rod, you stick it on there, and you can pull that. And if you have your amperage turned up to do, like thicker, a 1/4 inch rod or something like that, you can pull that sucker off a couple inches and still get an arc going across there. Now, back in the day, for stage theaters and stuff, they had the arc lamp spotlights. Those were carbon, right? They come there and it pull apart, and it would do the arc. Constant arc to produce the light for the spotlights. Electricity will jump.
Yeah,
it does amazing things.
It's just, I say snake oil. I mean, I'm not slating the company or anything. If they want to send me loads of money and sponsor, I'll tell everyone they're brilliant. I've no morals, but I'm joking. But it just feels like it's false hope. The only preventative measure in this is prepping. Prepping correctly. Don't think you're going to stick a little silver box on the side of your house or under your car and you're going to suddenly be immune. What they're testing these things with is not to the scale of power of what they have to deal with.
Right. Yeah, there's just, the only way one of those things would work is you hook a lamp cord to the one side and a lamp plug to the other side, and you plug it in and you plug your toaster in it, and you do one for your microwave, and you do one for. That's
even then, it's a stretch.
Yeah, even then it's going to be iffy. So I have absolutely no thing, and this company, which I'm not naming, I haven't named it, but they were claiming they had Homeland Security contracts when I still worked at Homeland Security. They did not. I called them up and said, "Really? What's the contract number?" "Oh, we can't give it out." And I told them, then I told them who I was, and I said, "You are required by law when asked for a contract number to give it." They hung up on me. So when they say they got government contracts, they don't.
Well, next week, Gil, I'm going to start selling a magic box that protects you against civil unrest, riots, and everything. All you've got to do is plug it into your leg and walk around.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Well, I was thinking about doing something, turning out this new gas mask. You just kind of put it on.
Yeah. Can I just say I use Space Weather Live to monitor things. Right now, it's saying X-class solar flare percentage chance. I've never seen this go above 35% when we've had X-classes. Is at 55% right now.
Whoa! Can you bring that up?
I can pull the screen up. Yep.
So we can show everybody.
There you go.
Okay.
So they have this prediction there. You can see down at the bottom left, and the X-class solar flare there, I wonder if I can zoom in a bit for you guys, is at 55%. I've never seen it go above 35, even when we've had X7s, X8s and stuff like that. That's the highest percentage I've seen it on. So that tells me this region is still very, very active.
Oh, yeah. Well, over the last, was it 10 days, when these sunspots, or I'm trying to remember when, all right, they were facing Earth a little bit smaller at one rotation of the sun ago. When they went around and left Earth facing, they started kicking off, and they've been kicking off ever since. And Ben would, last week and stuff, Ben was showing, you can see the flares and stuff going out, and they had X10s, and I think they had an X15 when it was facing away from Earth.
Yeah. In 2003, we had an X40 facing the opposite way. That's scary.
That was a Carrington event.
Yes,
that
easily.
Was absolutely a Carrington event.
Yeah, 55%. That's crazy. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that.
Yeah. So, actually, can you put into the chat? Drop the. Hang on. Let me make sure here. Let me go back up and make sure I still have you with. No, you don't. Let me put it on you. Hang on a second here. Hang on, I got to go over here. I got to go over this one here. Hang on, let me go back up and make sure something here. Yeah, you got dropped on it. Add as moderator. Standard moderator. That way you can drop the link to that page into the chat.
Yep. Sure thing.
That way everybody can get it. And this will be one of those ones that you should save to your toolbar on your computer up there.
I'm going to add another one for them as well, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Let me remove this and show them what I'm sharing. This is a great resource for anyone that does YouTube or just wants to look at the latest things. So if you pop that up. Now, I love the fact that at the top it says, due to the lapse in federal government funding, NASA is not updating this website. Sorry for the inconvenience. But the image is still updated. This will always be the latest image of the sun. You've got a button over on the left that says newest. You can click that to make sure. But this is where you can generate videos from. You can create a video of the last 2 hours, 2 days, stuff like that. We have the prediction models. So if I go to Amos there, so that's showing prediction models, live prediction models of what they think's happening. So we've got another X chance down here at a different point. It's got loads of tools on there. It's great to experiment with. You can flick over to the different views like this. This is the 171 tool. That I think Gil showed on the video at the start what was used, and this you can generate all the videos on this, and this is the 131 tool. That link, it's all completely free to use, and the best thing is when people look at flares and they go, oh, that doesn't look that big. This is Earth, guys. This little dot here is Earth.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is an awesome tool.
That, as you zoom in, as you see the Earth grows and shrinks with it, so it maintains aspect ratio.
Yeah. So when you see a little flare come out like this, you can see that it's like all consuming. So that it's a wonderful tool. It really is. There's hundreds of instruments, different observatories, everyone you see on YouTube that does different things to do solar. This is where it's all generated from. I'll show you, like I generated a video before using this. So it takes every shot it's took, and there you go. See that flare release then? Bang.
Oh yeah.
There we go. So this is the kind of thing you could generate. I'm not through
sure
that.
which thing he did of it, but it actually showed you. I mean, it really showed all the electrical current going out. It almost looks like you could see everything going, like all the things from it going out and tracing. Now, that one you just showed there, that was the previous one, wasn't it? It had the snake one on it.
Yeah, this was 2 days ago. So I was doing this 2 days ago. So that's why that was there. But yeah, I just thought I'd share the tool. You know, it's not a big, massive secret, hopefully for most YouTubers, but it's a great tool. And like I say, it's always going to be, if you really want to monitor it, this is always going to be the latest image coming through. So the last image to come through was 22:32 UTC. So about 25 minutes ago, my time.
Yeah, I just saved both those to my weather folder. So
there you go.
But yeah. So the things going on with the solar system is really it's really fascinating stuff, and the way Ben and some of the other professors and stuff are connecting the dots and just totally blowing the humans are responsible for global warming and weather change out of the water. It's like
that's because you drove a diesel car. The world's falling apart.
You got cows, and the cow farts are making the temperature rise. But what's so interesting on this is the facts are here, I'll give you the biggest fact to go on. Seasons.
Yep.
Winter to summer. The Earth tilts towards the sun. It gets hotter for us. It tilts away. It gets colder for us. Wow, you mean human action is making the seasons? No, the sun does.
Unless the Earth's flat, Gil, of course.
Yeah. Of course, then to do that, the Earth, if it's flat, it's doing that. And I don't know why we're not rolling off, because it's tilting for the seasons.
And if you want to think it's coincidence that the last 3 large-scale X-class flares that produced a geomagnetic storm were followed instantly by severe weather events. Mm-hmm. That's no coincidence. Oh. You stay tuned for the next 2 or 3 weeks and you'll see something.
Yeah, let me pull something else up here real quick here. So who is Survivalist? He says, tell Gil who I am.
Sofa Survivalist is was it Mark that made that one? One of the guys made that one. I can't remember. I think it was Mark. I can't remember. Gil, you need to stop speaking the truth, says Alicia.
Yeah. All right. What was I going to put? I brought it open another window here to put something up.
Yes.
I just lost what I was thinking of. Lost my train of thought. It's like squirrel.
Yeah, it was Mark. Yeah.
Okay.
Chef Tech.
Yeah. All right. Well, I prefer his other one. Oh, geez. The one named after his parents, Akers. Mad Chick Akers.
Mad Chick Akers, yeah.
Mad is Madeline. Chick is Charles. That's his parents.
When I saw that first time, I didn't know it was him. I just thought some mad chick was in my live stream. I'm like,
yeah. Well, that's what it is. The Mad Chick Akers is his one. Where he'll post videos on his tractor and his, doing his land, his little retirement plot out there that he's working on. Dang, I forgot what I was going to bring up now. Shoot, I got an open window here to bring something up to share, but I can't remember what I was going to do. But yeah, it's, as far as
we were talking about the effects on weather, if that jogs your memory.
Weather.
How when these solar storms happen, it's always a major weather event not long after.
Yeah. Okay, boom. Because this morning on his live stream, or was it when he got another live stream an hour later, he did a very short morning show. He said, expect some major earthquakes in the next 36 hours.
Yeah.
And let me see what we got here. I'm looking at largest magnitudes. Holy fudge me with a icicle.
Interesting concept.
Okay, no, sorry. These are not okay. Sorry, these were 2 days ago, but I don't think I caught. Hang on, I got to move over to my earthquake tracking sheet on this computer. Did I get that? Yeah, I did get those. Okay, I did get those. Those were late Sunday night. There was ones in Japan. So don't forget, guys. 2 days ago, the other solar flares had been popping off, so they were in transit. 6.8 and 6.4 off the coast of Japan.
You'll see bigger than that, I think, with this. I genuinely think there's people say there's no link and stuff like that, but there's too much coincidence to not be linked.
So here it is, the USGS world map for earthquakes. And so we got the 6.8, we got the 6.4, 6.0. Oh, that was on the 10th. I did not get that one put in. Hang on, I got to enter that, and that was yesterday. Ooh, I did not get emails on these last two here. On this one and this one, I did not get the emails on. So hang on a second, guys. I got to get this in here. 11-10-25, 6.0, and that was off. The first one was off the East Coast. And the other one, 11-10-20. I've been tracking earthquakes 6.0 or greater for 2004. When I started tracking it at Homeland Security. And I will get that was 6.0 as well. And that is okay. All right. Okay, got it up there and saved. Yeah, so far this year, guys, just for information, as of October 10th, we've had 11 7.0 or greater earthquakes this year. And yeah, so we're on track to be above average. Average is 13 7.0 or greater earthquakes per year is average. Okay, let me go ahead and bring that down. Boom. There we go. But yeah, for the earthquakes, you want to follow earthquakes, you go to USGS. Actually, just Google latest earthquakes last 7 days, USGS, and you can sign up on that page to get earthquakes. You can set it so it what it sets for. Like I have mine set for 2.5 or greater earthquakes for worldwide and all earthquakes US, and I get notifications on. So you can set it for different regions for where you want how you want to get it. And then you if it's usually I don't get emails unless it's 6.0 or greater.
It's it's never something I've tracked purely because we don't really. It's very, very rare we suffer from anything. Yeah. I think we are smack bang in the middle of a tectonic plate, so everyone else gets it, and we just get a wobble sometimes. Yeah. We're not on a fault line.
Well, now I'm going to scare you. Do you know what's in the middle of the U.S. tectonic plate?
Yellowstone, right?
New Madrid.
Okay.
Right next to the Mississippi River. We're back in. Oh shoot, trying to remember. Hang on, give me a second here. New Madrid Fault. 1811 to 1812, and it's from December of 1811 to January of 1812. There were a number of 7+ earthquakes. The Mississippi River flowed backwards for several hours. At the corner of Tennessee and Kentucky, I believe it is, the course of the Mississippi River changed and cut off a piece of the one state. So it's now you got to cross the Mississippi River to stay in the same state, where before it used to be the border.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But everyone tells me, "Oh, New York never gets earthquakes," and I used to laugh at them, and they go, "What are you talking about? You'll see." And sure enough, a couple of years later, just when I was working at Homeland Security, guess what? New York got a 4.6 on Manhattan Island.
Yeah, we've had them here. We've had like structural damage and stuff like that. It does happen, but it's normalcy bias, right? If it never happens, they think it never will happen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like the I don't know. Ben Davis has talked about it, and it usually concurs with events like this in Africa. That fault that's splitting off the east part, part of Africa there.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned that, but it's usually after we get a bunch of big ones like this that thing widens up a couple more inches, measurable.
Yeah.
Okay, got a good question here.
Would it be worse facing the sun or being the other side of the Earth, or is it like an electrical shock wave coating the Earth as a whole?
Okay. You got to go to Space Weather News. Ben Davison has a really great video on this. But basically what happens is there is the electromagnetic current of Earth. And when it hits, it doesn't come straight through. It goes around, gets to the poles, and comes down, because that's where the magnetic field is weakest, because it wraps around like this around the Earth. And it comes down, hits the Earth, and then, there we go. See at the top and the bottom there, the kind of gap, that's where it comes in, and it'll come in, and then it will go everywhere.
And it's not like a one hit and gone. They'll last 18 hours upwards, these storms. So it's time to spread. And yeah.
And there it is, the Rift Valley fault. Yes. Thank you. And Christine Betts came in. And some of these others here. Yeah. All right. So so everyone, see me hitting the electromagnetic sphere of the Earth doesn't penetrate straight through. It could be totally, it could compress it. And then you'll get electrical arcs and stuff, lightning storms and stuff. But the power goes around and comes down through the poles. And since the magnetic poles are shifting, it's coming down in a little bit different areas and stuff. And that's a whole nother animal to discuss there. Is the magnetic pole shift and track how it's been going, and you can see it. It moves a little bit. Oh, and it starts moving a little bit faster. But yeah, that's a whole nother one to look at.
What I'd like to mention as well that the Earth's geomagnetic field is not a constant regenerating infinite source of power. It's getting weaker every time we get hit. Yeah. So the effects will be more. That's just why we're starting to see auroras further south than we have done before. Just throwing that out there.
One of the things on that is they say that when the magnetic field, it has done this before, the magnetic field will flip north to south, south to north, every 6,000 years, I believe it is. 6,000 cycle. And what happens, it moves and it hits, it comes together and back. And when it does that, it does a jump start in strength. And also it's getting weaker. Bam! Oh, we're strong again.
Yeah. Do we have a timeline of when that last happened?
Just about 6,000 years ago.
That's why so we're probably at the weakest at the moment.
They're getting weaker, and it's moving. And Ben shows on his thing shows not only the position that they're moving towards off the Indian Ocean, but the strength as it drops. And you can see the strength dropping. And when it drops to a certain point, things are going to get nasty. But once even without a CME, and this is all speculation, this part here, that when it hits and jumps and it switches and surges again, we may get electromagnetic internal pulse from it snapping back to north and south. So we may get, without a CME, we may get an Earth generated EMP. So no, we're not all doomed. Just those that have their heads buried in the sand, don't prepare, and are drinking the government Kool-Aid of the government will take care of you.
Nobody is coming to save you.
Well, I like Ronald Reagan's joke. The scariest words in human language. I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah. That didn't work out too well for ET. No.
Oh, but it's it's all right now. All right, since did some scary comments, so I'm going to go to the scary comment time, not fear mongering, eye awakening. Okay. So if the grid here in the United States was to go down, a hard down across the entire United States from a electromagnetic pulse, however generated, and going down, and we lose 50% of the transformers, the grid's not coming back up for decades. The loss of life from, I'm going to list a bunch of stuff here. Loss of life from lack of food distribution, lack of water distribution, because water is pumped by power into your homes. If you have a well, unless you got a hand pump on it, it's powered. Lack of sewer removal. Because a lot of people think, it just all flows downhill to the sewer treatment plant. Well, not necessarily. Having put in a lot of sewer lines and a lot of sewer treatment plants, I can tell you it flows down to a pumping station. It pumps it up to the next line, and it flows down to the next one, or until it gets to the sewer treatment plant. So there is a lot of pumps. So you can have a lot of sewer going everywhere. Your refineries aren't going to be producing fuel. They're not going to be refining oil. They're not going to be producing propane, natural gas, kerosene, diesel, none of that. They're going to go down. What's going to happen? That means then the truckers aren't going to be able to deliver produce to the store. The stores aren't going to have power to keep the produce cool and fresh. The frozen food aren't going to be fresh. So, it's going on. Everyone talking, well, stores have a 3-day supply of food. Not without power, they don't. Oh, wait a minute. The stores sell everything on computers. They don't know how to do cash sales. Now, not only because the trucks can't deliver it, the warehouses that the trucks pick it up from are computer-based electrical powered. We don't know who to send food stuff to. Wait a minute. The warehouses aren't getting food from the farmers because they don't have diesel now to run their tractors to plant, harvest, and process their stuff. You were talking on yours about going back to like 1600s or 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just going back to 1800s, we're going to lose 75% of the population.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do jack dilly squat unless they are a farmer, a rancher, a homesteader, or a prepper. And even most preppers don't know how to do most things. I grew up processing chickens, pigs, and goats and cows. I even hunted, so I processed deer.
You do have an advantage over us here, that quite a lot of your towns are still very isolated. You've still got that kind of Wild West settlement mentality where it's not as integrated in some places. So there will be pockets of civilization that manage to function and adjust that quickly. Whereas we're so tight round here, it's just not going to happen. But to add to your list of you're going to die, I imagine at least 10% is going to be because the lights go out, slipping in the shower, falling downstairs, ridiculous stuff like that. It's going to kill a lot of people.
People that are on medical oxygen generators.
Yep.
Those are on kidney in-home dialysis stuff.
Yep. Anything like that. Yep.
All right. I'm going to share something for those that are coming in on your side that don't know. I'm not bothered by sharing this, so I'm going to share where I am. So this is the town of Basalt, Idaho. The gray area, 1/4 mile square, is the place we live at. This blue down here is our sewer treatment ponds, and we have a pump that pumps from here to our sewer treatment ponds. If the pond's overflowing, we have a switch pump, and we can pump over here to Firth's sewer treatment plant. They actually have a sewer treatment plant where they process everything. And there's their dehydration pond after the treatment plant. Let's get in here. So look at all that nice agricultural I'm surrounded by. And
that's some impressive concentric circles on that field then.
Yeah. This property right here is a good friend of ours, April, and they actually have cows. And then when we buy beef, we're going to buy a whole cow or half cow. We buy it from them. They take it to the butcher, and then we pay them for everything. You're saying about lands, though. I'm going to brag. Sorry, guys. I'm going to brag. That's the property I own across the street, 5 acres. That's where my daughter stays. The trees got taken down, not this 4 months ago. Year ago, last summer, those trees got taken down. They were huge, old. There's videos on it over on Camp Patton Family Compound, the one. But that's a 1 acre one there, and it's not showing here. Oh, that's the. Let's get over here. See if I can get in as close as I can. So this area back here now is an orchard in back of a bunch of apricot, peach, cherry, pear, and apple trees that I planted back there. But yeah, it's like there's the Snake River. No, that's the Indian Reservation Canal. There's the other canal. There is the Snake River. There's one of the islands in the Snake River. Yeah, we got water year round, no matter what. We just gotta go get it.
Do you want to do a comparison here?
Okay, hang on. All right, look at all
scary one.
Look at all these are the round ones are from the walking irrigation things. They're powered by the water flowing through it, and as the water flows through it, it turns the gears and it walks slowly and it sprays big things of water. But yeah,
that looks awesome. I'm not
irrigation. Farming.
I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous at all.
There's Idaho Falls. The second largest city in Idaho.
Even that looks like so much rural land around it. You need to see the comparison on my screen here, Gil.
Yeah, there's Home Depot, there's Albertsons, there's Sam's Club, and there City Park. There's a park. There's a park. There's a park. There's a park. Yeah. All right, yours. All right, let's see. Let me take this one down and bring yours up.
Ready to be depressed. So this is Manchester on the same sort of scale. And you can see, let's zoom out. There's still no agriculture. Still no agriculture. If you think, oh, look, you've got a water source right there. That is a man-made shipping canal. I had to use a reverse osmosis machine to even drink an inch of that. It's not fresh water. That's the reservoir that feeds this entire population here. And you can see how compact it is.
Yeah.
throughout there. So that's my survival situation in comparison. I have a
right.
few nice bits of green, but that looks nicer than it actually is. It's wasteland now.
All right.
But yeah,
So
that's how tight we are in the UK.
yeah. Now, as I said, my wife is still in California. So Contra Costa County is where my wife is at. This here is all right. So you got Concord, Walnut Creek, Pleasant Hill, Martinez. These are the different cities. There's the airport there. But you go out here, this is Mount Diablo. Mount Diablo has the greatest ham radio footprint in the United States.
Oh, nice.
And you see, now we got agriculture out here with Brentwood and Brentwood and some others and stuff. But from Mount Diablo, there's San Francisco, there's Oakland. See if I can find Shingle Springs, okay, Kirkwood, Bear Valley, Arnold. Okay, up here by Dorrington, up here is our scout camp where my cursor is. Over on the far right, you can barely see it wiggling. From there, we would transmit to Mount Diablo to contact the council office of the Boy Scouts to communicate back and forth because there's no internet up there. There was no internet up there at the time. Finally, they got a satellite internet, but yeah. But here's Walnut Creek. All this area here is East Bay Regional Parks property called Briones. It's a park, but this is the county seat of Contra Costa County, Martinez. Oh, Sunland Gilda. There we go. That's my house, 1/3 acre in the middle there. This is the daycare next door, which is 2/3 of an acre. And this is Carl's next to us, which is 1/3 acre as well. But when I grew up, none of these houses were here. None of these houses were here. And this property here was the 1.25 acres my parents had. The original house, my brother tore down and built this house. And then my parents had a double wide mobile home in the back. That is the one barn that was there. There was another pit.
Look at all the pools. We don't have swimming pools. Nobody has them.
Yeah. Oh, and if you have swimming pools, no, you cannot just drink the water straight out of the swimming pool. You got to dechlor it before you can drink the water. But yeah, and this is the Morello Park School where I went to first and second grade.
Look at that solar array at the back there.
Yeah, none of these houses were here. None of these houses were here when I was growing up. This was all.
That school there had the biggest solar panels I've ever seen. What is going on there? Look at the size of them.
Yeah. Wow. So each one of those little squares on there. Let me go in a little closer here. That's each one of those is a 2x4 foot panel. And
is that a shelter for like the kids to be underneath as well?
That's cool. For shade and stuff. But yeah, they got the basketball courts out there. The tennis. Yeah.
British government, take notes. Stop stealing fields off our farmers for solar when you could do stuff like this.
Yeah. Now, the only thing that was down here, there was the Morello Park School got built while I was there. There was one house here that was there, and Viano's Vineyards, which was here. And this is all vineyards. This is all vineyards here, and it's been there since the 30s.
Oh, nice.
This is their Morello Hills, Mid Hill, that way there, and the Viano's house is up here. we used to have cows, and we used to sell our milk to the Vianos, the Dukes, and several others. But yeah, if power grid goes out, this area here, you will be looking at maybe not the first couple of weeks. By week 3, though, you'll be looking at neighbors killing neighbors for food.
Yeah, I think lots of places in the States still, because you drive to a supermarket, usually it's not like us where it's walking around the corner. You still stock quite a bit of food in most average homes. Here, some people don't have more than a day's worth of food at any one time.
Okay, let me see over here. By Garbage Gardens. We call this area Garbage Gardens because the landfill dump and everything's over here. They've consolidated. But this area out here around there are cattle out here. I can count on one hand out of the entire city of Martinez the number of people that can properly process a cow.
Mm.
So, yeah. But then we have oil tanks, oil tanks, oil tanks, oil tanks. The oil. This is Shell Avenue. It was the Shell refinery. They sold it off. It's got a name for it, but yeah, they're the cracking towers for the refinery, where they make everything. But yeah, and the power goes out. This place has a major problem. They're going to have all sorts of malfunctions and releases of chemicals. Fortunately, the wind 90% of the time is blowing to the northeast or to the northwest. But yeah. Cool. Glenn's here. How to garden. Oh, yeah. So anyways, yeah, so, you look at something like this and you're thinking power and everything else. Well, let me go back down in here over by the refinery here, where if I can spot it from up here. Oh, there we go. Power station. Gas-fired power station. Each one of these little square things here is a mega transformer. Here are the ultra mega transformers. These two here.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance.
No, they don't. But yeah. And I'm going to show you something interesting power-wise. So here's Martinez. Over here is Concord, California. Concord. All right. Trying to look at everything to catch it from proper perspective here. Okay, so we got Safeway. Okay. Grant Street, Port Chicago Highway. There we go. This 4 blocks here is Bank of America's main data center for the United States. And Bank of America Visa cards are processed through here as well. What's interesting is, if I can find the right one here, crap. Clayton, Concord. Wait a minute. No, okay, close to it. No, this is it here. That's Concord BART, Swift Plaza, and it's got a different thing on it here. Added shit to the top. Okay, Willow Pass Road, Concord Boulevard, Galindo, Okay. Yeah. All right. This is the Bank of America one here. You see those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. They took it down from, they used to have 7 up there. They now got 6 up there now. On top of this here, this is building D. Each one of these connect to 6 on the top floor, 6 locomotive engines, each one powering running a generator. And this building here can power 3/4 of Concord.
Nice.
They have a 3,000-gallon fuel tank, diesel fuel tank, which will run it for about 48 hours.
Yeah, it's not all that much in the end, is it?
Yeah, but in the basement of it, then 3/4 of the basement is a battery room, and so those 4 buildings run off of batteries 24/7. PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, power comes in through one room, which goes through. I'm trying to remember. I'm just having a brain fart. Begins with an R, changes it from 460 or 480 down to 48 volts to charge all those batteries. From the batteries, it goes into the inverter room, which pushes it back up to 277 and takes it out to each building. And then the buildings break it from 277 from the lights and stuff down to the 124 computers and stuff. So it's running on battery the entire time, but the batteries are being charged all the time. Power goes out. It takes about half a second for the generators to start up, to start firing up, and then gives it 15 seconds for the generators to fully run and warm up, and then they start charging the batteries. From the generators, start charging the batteries. And Jay's in the house too. Refractors, yeah. Thank you. Or rectifiers, yeah. Rectifiers. So yeah, it's a. But how many of us can install generators, battery room, rectifiers, inverters, and solar?
This is why I've gone medieval with my tools.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can do small scale. Now, if we were to get, like, say, this week, while all these big sunspots are moving through, if one should fire off a X10 or X15 at us, right on top of these others, and we do lose the grid in our countries, how many of us can get by? Even if it's a minor grid down, like 24 hours and then it comes back up. How many of you have enough underwear to change it when the power goes out?
It's worth mentioning as well, right? Mm-hmm. It might be different in Europe to the States, mm-hmm. but when we've theorized all this before on previous podcasts, we've talked about 3 or 4 days as people start panicking, then about a week, and that's when you start to see it. When the power went out in Spain, it was 3 hours. 3 hours before they were fighting over water in the supermarkets.
And
not 3 days.
Yeah. You know what part of that problem was? Social media.
Yeah.
Because the cell towers now all have, or at least here, and I suspect over there, because they were still doing stuff, still have batteries and generators on them to keep the cell towers up and running, which means they still have internet on their phones. And people were all streaming what was going on, and everybody's freaking out. When in North America, in the Northeast, in the United States, and into Canada, I can't remember when the Great Power Outage was. It was back in the 60s, I think it was, when they made a movie out of it. Where were you when the lights went out? when I was a kid. All right, there wasn't mass panic because they didn't know how big it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just saying, okay, it's no big deal. All right, we got food, and they kept, because there wasn't nobody saying it's a major, multi-state power outage. They weren't freaking out. They didn't have information to make them freak out.
Yeah, and it's the scale that worries people. When the power goes out in your house here, the first thing you do is open the curtains and see if the neighbor's power's gone out. Yeah, if their power's gone out, oh, maybe I should think about it. Then you're looking further afield. And the combination of that social media and that fear and panic combined with the government not telling them anything is what created it. That's the difference. Nobody came out and said, this is what's happened. This is how long it'll be. Don't worry, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. And the thing also to consider, all right, so if the grids all go down, there's going to be a lot of places. When I say a lot, I don't mean thousands, could be, but there can be a lot of places that are now on solar powered for their house, standalone from the grid. Some places, and thanks to California and the great Governor Nuisance, with his investments with the power company, they got passed laws saying, oh, you cannot have standalone solar power. You got to be connected to the grid. And the battery and the power generated feeds into the grid, not to your home.
Yeah, the trickle back. So we have that where it's rewarded, so they buy it back off you, but it's not compulsory. However, every single government scheme that was like, we'll come and install solar panels for you for free, you'd never got any battery storage with it.
Yeah.
So it was literally like, oh, great, this is saving me money, but if the power goes out, it makes zero difference.
Exactly. Cold War prepper. His house is where he is in Texas. They don't have that. So the power goes out. His has an automatic transfer switch, I believe. I don't think he has to do it manually, where it disconnects from the grid, can't feed back into the grid, and he can power his house. Totally.
Yeah, that's Scottish Prepper and Hawkins over my side have the same thing. I think it can be manual or automatic, both of them. So,
a friend of mine called my brother from another mother, because we both worked law enforcement. We both worked as operating engineers, and he retired a couple of years back. He was a big crane operator, and let me go find him. Idaho, up here, Coeur d'Alene, north of Coeur d'Alene. Okay, so he is up here. Share screen. Come on, there we go. All right, so it's kind of hard to tell, but where my cursor is going up and down, that's the west side of Idaho. Here's the east side of the finger, and it widens up as it goes down. So there's Idaho, and Idaho's given the finger to Canada. Looks like this. Well, left hand. All right, there we go. Now it's shaped like it is on the map. So he's up here. And okay, there's trying to find his place up here. He's up near Bonner's Ferry. He's totally off grid. There is no power out to his place and he bought it. He's been adding more batteries to it, adding more solar panels to it. But he's up there, way out there, and that's Hidden Valley Homestead.
Nice.
But he's up there and doing all sorts of cool things up there, totally off grid. So the power goes out, he's going to be, And if there's a solar, and he has the Starlink hookup, so he has internet, he does live streams and stuff from up there. And he finds out, oh, we got a CME coming. Okay, timing it. Okay, we're going to disconnect now. We're going to take off the breakers, unplug everything, and wait for 2 days for everything to dissipate, and then he's going to hook back up again.
Yeah, my plan is off grid. It's just going to take a bit, but yeah, it's the way to be.
Yeah, yeah. I got 2,100 watt panels here, which my wife still hasn't decided where she wants to let me put them up. But in emergency, give me a half an hour and I'll have all those panels hooked up and plugged into my my power station. They may not be where she wants them. They may be laying on the ground, but I will have power if I need to. But Kaylee was okay. Going around the channel, her bought a house and was already in it. She has installed several power stations. Yeah, she's on PG&E, which means she can't go off grid. By law, if you're serviced by PG&E, you have to be connected to the grid. And if she had stuff hooked up before they passed that law, she's grandfathered in for being able to do a disconnect for when the power goes out. What I have here, and this is for those that are in those areas, something to consider doing. I have the Opus Mega 2. Let me go ahead and get that down. Generator. Do I have one of them? Okay, power station. Let me go. That's the Mega 6. Let me just go to. Okay, can't. It's going to take long. Anyways, you can look it up. It's OUPES. I got the Mega 2 with 3 of the extension batteries for it. And I have it plugged in on a timer. Why is it on a timer? Because Rocky Mountain Power says, oh, between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., we're going to charge you high peak usage rates. And between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m., we're going to charge you high peak use rates. Well, my timer turns off from the power. So during the high peak, I'm on the battery backup. So that's when when the kids come over in the evening and they want microwave popcorn or something, my microwave is on the battery backup.
It makes perfect sense. We have a similar thing here with the some of the electricity companies, especially because they're trying to push all these EVs.
Yeah.
So it's like a friend of mine. At like 9 o'clock at night, it goes down to next to nothing. So he doesn't do anything through the day, and then as soon as he gets to 9, he's charging everything. He's doing the washing, drying, everything, all at the same time.
Yeah. During the this is November 1st is when it switched over to the hours I just gave you. During the summertime, and I can't remember when in the spring it switches back, it's from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and all the morning's free. So in the morning time, get up, do my laundry, do this, that, and the other. I have switched over from a electric water heater to a natural gas water heater, switched over from a gas stove, from an electric stove to a gas stove, and from an electric dryer to a gas dryer. So our electric bill, just with taking those 3 things out, cut it by 3/4 of our electric bill. Boom. And then using the battery backup has taken it down a bit more. It's going to take us 5 years to pay off, though, for the power station and the batteries, unless the power goes out, because then I'll still have power. Won't lose any of my food. And so, there's, it's a uninterrupted power source and a emergency backup. So I'm plugged in. I'm still plugged into the grid until my wife decides where she wants me to put up the solar panels. Once the solar panels go up, then we're going to get a larger system. That is, so this is hang on, let me pull stuff up here. That one. Go open up my Amazon wish list and go to power.
My Amazon wish list useless now. Everyone bought all the cheap stuff, and it's all too expensive now.
Yeah. Okay, so power stations. I got power and power stations. So, this is just the 30. Okay, so this here. Oh, wrong one. Hang on. Let me get it in here. Share. There. All right. So this one here is the one we're going to get, and this is a 3600 watt inverter unit with battery in it, and it can take 4 of these batteries connected to it. Each of these can be charged by solar independently. So I can put
That's good.
so many powers on this battery, so many panels on that battery, so many panels. So basically, I can take my 21 panels and put 4 on each one of these, and the main one gets the extra panel. That's to buy more panels.
Do the extra batteries also have an output option in case that's a single point of failure for the main unit?
No, they do not. All they are is batteries to power this here.
Right.
And so once we get solar up and stuff, we're going to get at least one of these systems with extra batteries. And then we're going to get, you switch here, power. Is this the one? This is the, it's just the one, hang on, make sure. So I got several different things shared up here. No, that's not the one. This is the one. Unit. And then it has a connecting cable to wire to the breakers for the house, and I'll wire everything in the house through this. So I can run, and this thing here will allow me to switch between the generator, solar panels, or grid.
Which bit does your EMP shield plug into?
The main breaker out there off the main power by the power meter, where I totally disconnect the house and shop.
Yeah.
So when we go to this unit here for the house, the one I have in the house will go out into the shop and power the stuff I have out in the shop. The other chest freezer out there, and the lights for the shop, and the drill presses and stuff out there. So let me go back here, this one here, because the other one I have here, go down to the, all right, so this is the one I have here right now in the house. I got the Mega 2 here, which, all right, so if you're looking at the screen here, the little screen there in the middle there, you got the 100%, shows it's fully charged. The 00 on the side, when it's mine is fully charged, it says 99 hours of time because it's not being used. But once it's, depending on the load, it starts calculating how much longer before I run out of power. On the right, it has input feed and input wattage and output wattage. But this is what, I only have 3 batteries. I don't have 4 batteries hooked up to mine.
Not available in the UK.
Yeah. This is the Opus.
Yeah, it's not even on Amazon in the UK.
How about the Pecron?
Nope. Wants to sell me a Jackery every time I type anything in.
Okay, the other one to look at here, which Ben told me about, and I got it for a possibility here. Let me bring this one up.
Oh, is that DJI as in the drone people?
Not sure. But this one here has has your 30 amp plugs and your 20 amp plugs, and all your USBs.
We have them.
You got this one?
We have them, yeah.
This one got a fairly good recommendation from Ben Gilmore at Minuteman Solar. He used to be Minuteman Prep, and his solar business has taken off so much he just changed to Minuteman Solar, and he reviews every one that comes out on the market and tries to burn it down. And he has succeeded in burning down several of these power stations. And I notice now that the power stations are no longer advertising themselves as solar generators. because people have been kicking back. You're not a generator. You're just a battery bank. Night, Dave. But yeah, so this might be one that you want to look at. And it comes. So it has this here, and you can also get it with a backup battery foot. I'm not sure how many backup batteries you can connect to it, but it's several. It's either 2 or 3. Extra batteries, you say, not backup batteries, extra batteries for it. So that's all the batteries, it just plugs into it. But Ben Gilmore at Minuteman Solar did a review on this, and he really talks about it. He talks about the positive and negative of every system he reviews. And if I put it in mine, it's like the positives outweigh the negatives. Since I put it on my wish list. But some things like this, it's like, so this one you get the backup, an extension battery and the main unit for $2,000, and this is a okay. So here it says it is expand. Okay, you can. This is a 2,000 watt inverter unit with expandable up to 22,000 watt hours of batteries. And so each battery is a 4,000 watt hour battery. So that means you can put 5 batteries on this thing.
Yeah. It's different. I've not seen it before. So we see EcoFlow, Jackery, and all the dodgy Chinese Temu type ones like Efiri and stuff, but I've not seen them before, so it might be worth some research. 46% off in the UK at the moment as well.
They're having a sale right now. Yeah, Gunslinger says you'll have the known brands. But this one here is one of the newer ones, and it pretty good. But yeah, so let me go ahead and I'm going to play around here, guys. Let me bring it up here. His webs. Okay, I'm going to do it this way here. YouTube. Yeah, Ben just moved. He used to live a couple blocks from me. He moved up onto just the other side of Idaho Falls. So he's 4 blocks from Costco and 10 blocks from Sam's Club. All right. So right here we got Minuteman, SOLAR, Minuteman Solar. All right, this is Ben's right here. He just installed a system on an airport hangar in Denver. And he's showing how he did that one here because there's no power to the airport hangars. But there's Ben reporting stuff. Let's see. Battery EVO is another one. I doubt if you have it over there. What they are doing, they are buying new, slightly, I'm going to say damaged. Basically, when they do the batteries for cars, so they can install them. If some of a hole's not drilled right, they can't use it. So they buy all those dirt cheap, and there are a lot of them, and they're taking them apart and they're building power stations out of the little cells, and building the cells up. And and so Ben went to their warehouse. That's this one 3 weeks ago. And I mean, it's amazing what these guys are doing.
The Aurora Reach map that I shared, we're only just getting the very start of this. It's not supposed to hit for another 6 hours before it actually gets the main impact, and we're already seeing some really good. I've put the map up there on the screen and this is the kind of thing it does. So this orange is most likely. So Iceland's completely covered, and then people's pictures. So that's literally what they're seeing right now.
Wow.
And that's the scale of the lights that they're getting already. And that's before the X5 one wave has actually hit. So it's going into Canada and that at the moment. But I just thought I'd show people how this actually updates. So you see people's like photo submissions and stuff as well.
Yeah. Gunslinger says Blue Eddy and Anchor. Anchor's another good one. Should be available in the UK.
Yeah, Anchor we've got. But the to be honest, the Eco Floors have been probably the best ones we've got, price to power ratio wise. Live earthquake update shortly, says Chef Tech.
Mark, is that a Ben Davidson Space Weather News one?
Look, as I show you Aurora's earthquake start.
Yeah, let me. I'm going over and looking over here. Newest first to largest. I want largest.
Dutch since, he says.
Nothing big showing. You know, as far as largest, newest is 5.1 in Indonesia and 4.6 in Uzbekistan. Okay. Dutch sense. Okay. That's who's doing that one is Dutch sense. All right. And here, they're up there. I just noticed the one you stuck in the private chat there, the Aurora Reach. So now I'm going
to... Yeah, that was before I could put links in.
Yeah, I'm going to drop that one into my weather. Choose another folder. Come on, give me the...
I mean, that's the global map, but it's pretty accurate when you zoom in to the point when we had them in the country. I could zoom right in and drive to the place and see them. It's already touching the top of Scotland. Anybody in the UK? We're already getting it at the very outer edges of Scotland.
Yeah. I'm since I got I got multiple screens here, and so the main one here is run on Chrome, and the other one's run on Edge. Hang on, I just gotta. My daughter gave me talking about her. Oh, okay, I'll respond back to that later. She's just giving me an update on her health. But this one here, save that. Weather done. Okay. But yeah, it's slowly working its way south, and I expect it, to be coming down here, as time goes by. It's going to be coming lower and lower and lower on the auroras, and especially when the stuff is hitting here later tonight, and then about another 5-6 hours, it should drop down more, and then around about 6 o'clock your time in the morning.
Yeah,
zero dark 30 for my time. It ought to be getting down to the southern United States and northern Africa. And then when it gets down into Mexico, then it'll be down into Nigeria and India and stuff like that.
I'm just hoping at that time in the morning, I've got some clear skies.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it. Great.
What do I got here? Tuesday. Let me refresh and make sure I'm on the right one here. Tonight, increasing clouds. Moon barely visible. Temperature 34 degrees Fahrenheit.
And here we all are hooked up on our computers waiting for a CME to wipe it all out.
No. We are not hoping. We are hoping it does not. We're not hoping for it. We're hoping it does not.
If Mike's feed goes dark, suddenly unplug.
Well, all I know is I'm keeping my wife apprised of this stuff because she's still in California. It's a 11.5-hour drive from there to here. If we get an X10 or an X15 or higher, hitting us and they give us more than 12 hours, it's going to be, I don't give a crap. You got 30 minutes to throw everything in the car, grab the two boys, and start coming this way.
Yep.
And if
don't hesitate.
If the youngest at home, he has his own car, so load his car up, load the other one up. Forget the Jeep, just load the cars up and get here.
Listen, if as long as a certain popular north of the border prepper hasn't told us it's all going to end tomorrow, then clearly it can't, right?
Yeah. or that big grizzly bear type guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what will happen. There'll be the moment I say, "Don't worry, guys, nothing's going to happen." And it goes.
Exactly. Oh shoot! Did I do one of those? I gotta check something here. Did I do it? No, I didn't. I took it off. I had a form of my little mini like my countdowns I do at the beginning of my stuff when I'm going live, so YouTube can play the ads and nobody loses what's going on during the live stream here. I had a static screen I could put up there. That way I could go static. About now, the only thing I have right now that is even halfway close is this one.
Very demonic. Here's an interesting one. That same website I showed you before has removed their box with the predictions on.
Oh, the from Space Weather News?
Live? Yeah, so it's always there. They're always the like 50%, 100%, 35%. The entire box is gone.
Interesting.
Even they don't know.
I'm just looking here where the weather go down. Yeah. He may be updating it. That's why he pulled it down. Pulled that segment out.
It's usually a live data feed. So
yep. The percentages, though, I think he plugs those in, pull the data himself because he doesn't trust algorithms to give accurate.
The last image I got of the sun was 39 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. When I clicked on the sun on that page, it has that one you showed of the flash on it.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder why he didn't show that on his live stream or his other one this morning. Okay.
Oh, I am going to have to retire shortly. It is 10 past 12 here, and I plan to get up at 5:30 to not miss the light show.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I need to get them going because I got a feeling my oldest grandson is going to want to come over here for a couple hours so he can he's got autism, so he can decompress from the roving band of Indians that are his brothers.
Yes, that sounds like a plan for him, definitely.
Right. Okay, everyone. Thank you all for coming in tonight. Thank you, Mike, for coming up here, and Kaylin and Mike for throwing up links there on the sides chat as well about stuff. And everyone, remember, the only time you need to fear is after it's happened. I mean, after it's happened. Right now, don't fear. Plan. Get prepared. One step at a time, and don't go out and blow all your money thinking it's going to happen. No. A little bit at a time. All right, everyone. Take care.